Self-aware leader, Jason Rigby here today, guys. Just wrote an article today on Substack. I hope you guys read it. It's talking about the higher self, and I wanted to continue the article in this podcast because I think it's really, really important that we look at the higher self and understand it, not in some woo-woo way, but in a way where you can look at it and apply it to your life practically. And we're not going to talk about vision boards and manifesting, and I think those are all great tools, and we can use those. But this is about the version of you that you've already met. It's the version of you that you already met and you walked away from. You've had the moment before. You've recognized the higher self, the conversation that you had and it got heated and you stopped managing yourself in the moment. You stopped being defensive and you actually said the real thing and you were proud of yourself. Or maybe the decision that cost you money, but it felt clean. You knew it was the right decision. Maybe it was the morning where nobody needed anything from you. And so for like an hour, you just relaxed. You drank the coffee, you journaled, you did whatever that you do in the morning, did yoga, whatever it was. And it just felt like you were super comfortable in yourself. Guys, that was the signal. That's the higher self. So here's what I want to find out about the topic today in a very specific way. And I want to start 10,000 years ago. And you're like, Jason, 10,000 years, what the hell? We had completely different cultures. These cultures had nothing in common. It's not like they could hop on a plane and go see each other. And you know what's crazy? They all landed on the same answer about the higher self. The Sufi teachers in Persia, the Hindu, Egyptian priests, Christian mystics in medieval Germany, Indian shamans, all of them had the same answer. The higher self is not something you build. It's something that's already there. It's just covered up. And I like what the Sufi said about this. They said, your soul is a mirror coated in rust. It's not broken, not lost, just coated. So the work isn't getting a new mirror and buying better and fancier mirrors. The work is to clean the one, polish it off you had your whole life. And I believe this changes everything about how you approach this. Because most of us are running around trying to construct a better version of ourselves, aren't we? New habits, new morning routines, new books we buy, new goals, new coaching. And every single one of these traditions through 10,000 years is pointing us in the opposite direction. It's saying it's already there. Stop building. Start uncovering. And here's the part that really got me. When I was doing research on this, there's a 14th century Christian mystic named Meister Eckhart. And he was writing stuff out there that almost got him executed. This was not normal church stuff in the 14th century. And he called it the spark of the soul. And he said this spark is uncreated. It's indestructible. And it's already burning inside every single person. And that you can't earn it, you can't build it, that it's already there. Second century Christians, they said the same thing. Here's a line of one of the ancient manuscripts, one of the oldest Christian texts that we have. It said this, if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. And that seems kind of harsh, doesn't it? That's pretty hard, but it is. It's what's happening. Look at the mental health and all the issues that every single one of us are facing. It's going to cost us if we don't bring out the higher self. So what's covering up the higher self? Well, let me give you a character. Her name is Sarah. She's 38. She's director level. She's great at her job. I mean, I'm talking like somebody that you admire, genuinely good. Her team respects her. She hits the numbers every quarter. And from the outside, when you see her, you want to emulate her. She looks solid. But the problem is, Sarah hasn't had a real conversation with herself in at least 3 years. She's busy. She's always busy. And here's the thing. The busyness isn't fake. She's performing busyness. But here's the sad part. That's the armor. And Sarah's armor is really good. And I want you to picture when you think of armor like a Roman centurion, that type of armor that they had on. And I know we've all done this. The armor made sense when we built it. Because we figured out an earlier version of us, maybe when we were a child, we got rewarded. Maybe when we were shamed, we were shunned. And so we learned that competence was safe, that staying in motion was strength. And here's the problem. It's not the armor. The armor has been running the show. It's been who we identify as. So here's what I want us to do. And we're going to do this right now. And I know you're probably driving, maybe you're walking and listen to this. But I want you to, if you're driving, let's be safe. I want you to just keep this in your head. There's 4 areas of our life, isn't there? Mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. I want you to score yourself on each one of these. Grab a piece of paper right now, if you're not driving, and score yourself 1 to 10. And you can't use 7 because 7 is not real honesty. It's just a comforting number that we like to use to make ourselves feel like we're doing pretty good. We're okay. So you get 6 or 8 or a 2 or a 3, whatever it is. On the mental side of things, this isn't how smart you are. It's how clear you are when something goes wrong. Do you go rigid? Do you get too sharp with people? Can you sit with the problem and not let the answer try to come out? Can you not force a bad decision? Can you, with self-awareness, kill the discomfort and let it just sit? And a 9 or a 10 here isn't never being wrong. What a 9 or a 10 looks like mentally is being able to pause before reaction, to be proactive, to not let the reaction take the wheel. And that's mental. Grade yourself 1 to 10. Emotional. This isn't being sensitive. This isn't being passive aggressive. There's a huge difference between feeling something and metabolizing it. A 4 in emotion is you having a breakdown. It's someone running on containment. The lid's on. You're functional, but just imagine like Tupperware, there's a lid on it. And nothing is actually being processed emotionally. All you're doing is just building. Now, a 9 looks like this. Someone who catches the spike before it runs the room. Someone whose team, as a leader, someone whose team actually feels safe around them. Physical. Let's get into that one. It's 3 o'clock, Tuesday afternoon. You have 3 hours of work left. How do you feel? If you've been running on adrenaline all day, which we get addicted to, don't we? Then what's our energy level? How does it feel? That tells you the problem, doesn't it? And then spiritual. I don't want you to skip this one. If you feel like you're not a very spiritual person, I want you to understand this. This is values, purpose, meaning. It doesn't have to be God. But I want you to answer this. What do you live for that isn't about you? I'm going to say that again. What do you live for that isn't about you? Another question to help you spiritually. What would still matter if nobody saw it? And if money comes into this, something's still wrong, right? So these 4 will help you spiritually, mentally, physically. I want you to look at each of these and see where you're at. And then I want you to look at your lowest score. Because that's where the rust on the mirror is the thickest, as the Sufi said. And here's what I want you to do with it. We're always asking ourselves questions. We're always working on being more self-aware, aren't we? So first question I want you to ask is, what am I good at that I'm hiding inside? Because we're competent at a lot of things, aren't we? The output even could be excellent for you, but that interior part is untouched. And from the outside, it looks like dedication, but that's just a sophisticated hiding spot for us. Second question, what do I know about myself that I haven't said out loud yet? That's a good one, isn't it? And if you really want to get into this, ask your partner. Actually ask them. Ask what they see in you that you're constantly downplaying. What are you downplaying to them, your kids, to everyone? Because that answer is going to get you closer to your higher self than probably anything you can figure out alone. And you're going to be surprised at what they say, and it's going to be positive. Number 3, third question. Where am I performing instead of living? Sometimes the performance looks like success, but it's not. Yeah, you could be a great parent, a great leader, but are you doing the role when there's no person behind it? You're just doing like it's a job application and this is what you do every day? Do you even allow yourself to breathe? Fourth question. What would I do differently if I stop needing it to look a certain way? The first answer that pops in your head. Oh, so we're going to ask this to ourselves again. What would I do differently if I stopped needing it to look a certain way? First thing that popped in my head was aesthetics. And I'm doing this off the cuff right now. Was aesthetics, because I wanted to look a certain way. So I wanted to be on brand, like for myself, my brand, my personal brand. I want it to be, I want, and then if I go deeper, I'm going to go more self-aware. I want people to feel like I'm in control. I want people to feel like I have my stuff together. I want people to feel like there's a part of me that's uneasy inside. There's a part of me that's unsure. There's a part of me that never feels good enough, but I don't want to display that to others. I want that to look like I said before, I'm in control. When really there's a fear that's inside of me that's not in control. And you can play these out however you want, these 4 questions. So here's the practice. This is super simple. 10 minutes, guys. Alone. Put your phone in your other room. There's no agenda. There's nothing. And I want you to sit with this one question. I'm giving you guys a lot of questions today because this is how I believe you get self-aware. Asking yourself and then thinking deeply on questions. Here we go. 10 minutes, all by yourself, all alone. You're going to ask yourself this. Who am I when nobody needs anything from me? Isn't that such a great question? Who am I when nobody needs anything from me? Most people have never even asked that, have they? And you're going to get discomfort for the first few minutes. If you can do 3 or 4 minutes of discomfort, you're going to feel empty. Like, I don't know who I am. Everything I do is for others. I'm always busy doing things. That just shows you've been moving too fast and that your feelings aren't keeping up with your movement. And I want you to stay past it. I want you to feel the emptiness. I want you to feel the uncomfortness. And when that's just noise. That's noise. That's your ego talking. When that settles, and it'll settle after like 5 or 6 minutes, when the noise begins to settle, you're going to get direction. And it's going to take time. The rust on the mirror didn't build overnight. It was the conversation that you kept putting off to your partner. The thing that you always know, but you never say because you don't know if your opinion really matters or not. And then for a lot of us, the version that we've created as a leader, we like that version. It feels comfortable and safe, and it gets better results than the real version of us. And you're not going to fix this weekend. That's fine. But I want you to know, here's what's true. The mirror was never damaged, guys. You're not damaged. And every time you slowly choose the real response over the managed one, and you can catch on to that and see that, that's polishing the mirror. And you're not going to see it at first. Then one day in a moment, something's going to happen. And you're going to be able to respond in such a great way. You're not going to have some manufactured egoic response. And this response is going to amaze you how great it was. Because this thing usually wrecks you. And you were just you. And you respond in an amazing way. And guess what? It's that simple, guys. That's the whole thing. The higher self isn't a destination. It's a direction. And the more you can orient your way towards it with one honest, true you, who you are in that moment with time, that's where it begins to truly shine forth. So guys, go through this again, listen to it again, write down the questions, go through that practice, and I guarantee it's going to help you see who you truly are. And if you haven't subscribed to my Substack, jasonrigby.substack.com, that's where I go deeper in all of this. It's free to sign up. There is a paid subscription link. If you're getting tons of value out of these podcasts, if you get tons of value out of the Substack free articles, I encourage you to be a part of the community. But guys, be a self-aware leader. And I want each of you to understand and know that you have the potential. You have everything that you need to be. It's all inside of you.